Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of SchevityCraft. This is Scoots42, and today I wanted to pick up pretty close to where we left off in the last episode. I did craft us up a handful more of the Endo Flames. We'll take care of feeding them in a little bit. I think we may have enough mana built up to get done what I'd like to get done. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get started with it. What I'd like to make today, at the very least, is this Sojourner Sash. And we are going to need to make a couple of other things, but let's get started with this guy. Let's see. I think, actually, we may need to run back and grab another diamond. A lot of these recipes, you can use either diamonds or ender pearls. It doesn't really matter which one. I tend to use whichever I have more of at the time. So for these first few, I may go ahead and use diamonds. And then if I'm just going to grab a few of them here, just in case. But later on, we may have more ender pearls than diamonds, so you may see me using ender pearls for these kind of recipes instead of diamonds, which, not a big deal, because like I said, I usually just tend to roll with whatever I have the most of at the time. Let's get some of that down there. There we go. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need to craft this Sojourner Sash is, you see these runes here, and to craft those we're going to need a runic altar, which is similar to what we did to make this mana pool, but we're going to need to do it a little bit different. The mana pools are done like this. Get that out of there. There we go. But to do a runic altar, we're basically going to do this pattern. And we're going to need to come over here and drop in one of these. And you can see that little green check mark. That lets us know that we have enough mana to do what we need to do. And there's our mana diamond. And we're going to pop that right in the center here, and there's our runic altar. And the other thing we're going to need to do is get ourselves another mana spreader, because this guy is going to need some mana. And this is another case where normally I would use the brown flowers here, but I've got an odd number of these, so I'm just going to go ahead and use those. However you guys want to do things, always up to you. You may want to do things a little bit different than I do, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let's see, so I'm going to bind you to here just to make sure. Cool. And we are going to need a little bit of living rock. We're going to need at least two, because we're going to craft 2 sets of runes. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to convert some of this stuff into mana powder and... what's the other thing? Mana steel? Yeah, cool. We have enough. Awesome. Ooh, I may need to drop that in there again. There we go. And you probably went into the mining backpack, didn't you? Yes, you sure did. There we go. You there. And I've got plans for some of those guys later. So what we're going to do, let's clear a little room out of the hotbar here, and let's move this line of stuff down into the hotbar. And we're going to want, let's see, I'll probably do something like that. There we go. So, let's see, I think it's the rune of air. Yeah, we need the white carpet, a feather, string, mana powder, and mana steel. And I believe you can right-click. Yeah, you can totally right-click that stuff. I believe you can also hit Q. No, it is just a right-click, apparently. Okay. We'll need that gunpowder. There we go. There we go. Now you can see, if you look real close on the right side, there's an arrow with an X on it. And just to the right of that, you can see our little timer. And once that timer completes, now you can see we have a green check mark. So we need to drop some of that living rock on there. Oh, There we go. And then we hit it with the wand. Oh my gosh. I don't know why that was so much more difficult than it needed to be. But now we've got our 2 runes of air. You get 2 runes out of that crafting exercise. And let's move this stuff down here. We'll put you up there for now. And let's go ahead and get this stuff on there. There we go. And that's going to give us our rune of, what is that, earth? Yeah. Mana powder, mana steel, any stone, block of coal, and a brown mushroom. Now, I don't know if the red and white mushrooms will work on that. I generally go with whatever recipe it says. And let's go run and take a nap before the mobs start really getting kind of crazy with us. And I did build myself a little contraption over here that I thought it was going to give me cooked chicken in addition to feathers, but so far all I've been getting out of it is feathers. I'm not sure why it's not giving me the cooked chicken, but it's not that big of a deal since chicken's really not that great of a food source, so I'm not terribly concerned with it. But I may try to revisit it at a later point and see if there's maybe I've got some kind of design flaw, or maybe lava just doesn't give me a cooked chicken anymore. It's entirely possible. But anyway, now we've got the runes we need. And so let's come over here to our little crafting area. And let's see, we're also going to need 4 pieces of leather and a 3rd mana steel ingot, which should give us this Sojourner's Sash. And that will go right in the bauble slot. And so far, it doesn't really seem like it's doing anything for us. And that is because there's one other item that we're actually going to need to craft. And that is a mana tablet. And so we're going to need 8 pieces of living rock and a mana diamond. So these guys I'm just going to leave out here in case we need some more. And we're going to drop you right in there. There you go. And so now we should have no problem. Unless, of course, your mana diamond goes into your mining backpack. There we go. So now we should have no problem. Nice. Mana tablet. And let's go ahead and put these runes in here. There we go. Nice. There's still no mana in it. So what we want to do is if you right-click on your mana pool, just below the gauge you can see a little mana tablet icon that is showing the arrow pointing to the mana pool. And what we want to do is hold shift and then right-click. And now, when I toss this mana tablet in here, you should see here in a second a little bit of particle effects, and it sucked up all that mana already. So now we have a little bit of mana in there, and we can even see it down there on the, what do you call that, the experience bar. You can see that little blue strip. That shows that I now have some mana going on. And hopefully, if I remember right, it does. It also gives us step assist, which is going to be pretty cool. And you can see that I am not, well, I guess I was running. But our moving speed has increased, which is super, super useful. Big, huge fan of that. That is really awesome. So that was basically the main thing I wanted to get done today. I wanted to get our Sojourner's Sash. Now, what would be really super nice, let's see what it would take to get something like a ring of magnetization, which would be this guy. So we need that and this. So we're going to need a fair amount of iron. So we'll need 4, 5, 9. We'll need 9 pieces of iron and 1 piece of gold. So that shouldn't be a problem. Run over here to our little storage area. There we go. So 9 pieces of iron and a piece of gold. Now for this time, I'm going to steal a stack of coal. And we're going to head back out here, because we're going to need to feed those endo flames here a little bit. And I don't think we're going to get enough coal to feed all of these guys, or enough blocks of coal to feed them all, but we should get pretty close. And we'll go ahead and just grab these extra little bits of fuel as well. Now if I drop you, say, right here, they should start picking that stuff up. There we go. I have a feeling some of you might have gone into the... Nope, cool. So we should start getting mana again in there, which is really, really nice, because we're going to need it to get our mana steel. And you can see now we don't have enough to get our next little bit. So why don't I come back here in just a moment after I've got all of our mana steel. Alright, we are back, and we did manage to get all of our mana steel. And what was super awesome was we had a mob die right over here that dropped an artifact loot bag, and inside was a staff of traveling. So we will get to that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and work on getting our ring of magnetization going. So we're going to need to run over to our little shop. Ooh, look at our jump boost we get from the Sojourner Sash. That's nice. So we can jump a little bit higher. We can run a little faster. We also get the step assist, which is awesome. How are you doing? Are you giving me... You're still not giving me cooked chicken. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. Let's see. We need to get 6 pieces of glass and get ourselves some glass panes for this. There we go. Pane in the glass right there. And we'll run back out here and get our little crafting stuff done up. Now, we could have done it back in the base, but I think what I'd like to do is charge my tablet up a little bit more, so that's why I kind of ran back out here to do this. Anyway, let's get this guy. That's our mana lens. And then we can take the mana lens and, oh, it looks like I, of course, I totally forgot that I needed to save 1 piece of iron. Lots of running around today. I almost wish that staff of traveling was charged up, but we'll talk about that again here in just a minute. Let's see, where's our iron at? There it is. A little bit of iron. And we will head right back out here. There we go. Now we should be able to finish crafting this guy up. So we need a magnetizing mana lens, which is the mana lens, iron, and gold. So that'll give us our magnetizing lens. And finally, we combine that with 4 more mana steel ingots and the mana lens there, and that gives us our ring of magnetization. Let's see. I think this has to be in a bobble slot for it to actually work. And there you go. Now, let's see, that dropped into our... Let's pick something that's not going to go into one of the backpacks there. Now, Minecraft does have a thing where when you drop something on the ground, it waits a few seconds before you can pick it back up. But you can see those particle effects. I'll do it one more time here. You'll be able to see those particle effects, and that indicates that my ring is, in fact, working. So I think that's probably what we're going to get done with Britannia today. We will come back to Britannia. But there's a couple of other things I'd kind of like to work on before we go today. And one of them now just happens to be the Staff of Traveling. And I don't know that we have a good way to actually charge this right now. We need a way to charge it. So let's see if there's anything I can do to get this guy charged up. Let's see, we might be able to sneak in a basic capacitor. It helps if I can spell it right. There we go. One of these guys here, the basic capacitor bank. Now for that we're going to need some of these guys, these basic capacitors. And so that means I'm going to need 8 of those grains of infinity if I can remember where we put them. And I've only got 4. So what we're going to need to do, let's grab our nap apparently, since I clicked on the bed during nighttime. Not what I meant to do at all. Let's see here. We'll need our flint and steel. There it is. And let's run down here all the way to our bedrock. And let's see if we can't get ourselves a few more of these grains of, what are they? Grains of infinity? I always want to call them something other than what they are. I don't know why. But if you guys remember right, oh, totally did not mean to fall in there. Let's see if I can get myself out of this little hole. There we go. Let's kind of dig this out just a tad bit more anyway. There we go. And are you dark down here? You sure are. Let's grab our illuminating wand, if I can remember. Oh, it's right here in the inventory. How convenient. There you go. Let's pop you up there and maybe snag some iron since it's already right here, right? There we go. Oh, man, it looks like it really wants me to mine today. Okay. Let's see. And remember, we need to just set this stuff on fire. And, oh, not yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. There we go. Okay. Good times. All right. So we'll just set some of this stuff on fire. And hopefully that'll get us... There we go. What it should do is... Okay, well, we can get back out of there if we fall in there. Nice. And that ring's going to make this really easy. Because I don't think we're actually going to have to run too far. Now the downside, or the thing that isn't the greatest about this, is you don't always get a set of the grains. We do have enough now, but I don't really want to waste any more of those grains. We got a little bit more. I'll just knock these out. Got some more. Nice. Alright, so we have more than enough now, hopefully. And I think we have enough redstone. And believe it or not, this totally was not what I wanted to work on. I was planning on working on something else really quick, and I think we'll still have time for it, which will end up being pretty cool. So what do we need here? Some copper and some gold nuggets. So let's grab a stack of copper, and let's see, we're going to make, how many of those are we making? 4, and each one of those needs gold nuggets, so we need 16 of the golden nuggets, and we get 9 for each one, so that's 2. Should give us enough of that, right? So hopefully we have enough to get 4 of those now. Nice. And then we need 4 pieces of iron and a block of redstone. So let's get enough to make a block of redstone here. And we need 4 pieces of iron. So here's our block of redstone. Here's our basic capacitor. Nice. So let's put this gold up, preferably in the correct chest. Now I may need to rewire this a little bit, because basically what I've done is I've got this feeding straight into this guy. So I'll worry about that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and put that floor back in for now, though. Wrong backpack. I think we need the building, or the digging. There we go. Digging backpack. There we go. Get that stuff back out of there. For now, normally I would misplace a block, of course. There we go. And that is kind of normal. Any of you that follow my series regularly know that I love misplacing blocks. There we go. So what we need to do is we're just going to pop you up here. And so we should see, yes, now you're starting to fill up with power. And oh my gosh, there is no way to charge stuff with the basic capacitor. Of course not. Why would that be a thing? Alright, let's see if there's something else we can get. So the basic, what do we need for that guy? A little bit more than what I got. Electrical steel, double layer capacitor, so that's a little outside of what we're able to do. Let's see if maybe thermal has something. I think they do. Let's see if we can make that. I don't remember what it is called. I'm hoping that when I see it, oh, there it is, the energetic infuser. So is this something we can do? Silver. I think we can make that happen. So what we're going to need is the electrum. We're going to need a little bit of silver. And I believe we'll need some gold. And let's get a healthy amount of redstone here. So where did you go? You were the energetic infuser. We're going to need a few gears. Where'd the 10 go? Do I have 10? I might not have any 10 in here. I know I've got some out here, though. Let's turn you off. Oh, weird. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this stuff out of here. And let's get some 10 out of here. That's aluminum. I know I've got 10 in here somewhere. There we go. We'll need a couple pieces of tin ore. Now the good news is I do have a bunch of copper in here. What's kind of bad about that is I won't be able to put any tin in here because it's going to turn it right into bronze if I do that. So let's do something a little sneaky here. So that should have given us one copper gear. We need one more copper gear. Right, because those are copper gears, yeah. That's our copper gears. And let's see if I can do something silly. And look at that. It looks like we're going to be able to pull all of that copper out of there. Now there's about 30 buckets in here, and these tanks hold about 16. So let's put another one up here, and let's have you pull. There we go. So that should pull all of that stuff out of there. So let's come back here in just a minute when we've got all of our stuff drained out of there, and we can get that tin. All right. We are back. We need to get this tin in here, and this happens pretty quick. Tin does not take very long to melt at all. There we go. Nice. So that should give us our 10, or the 10 gear, I should say. So we'll need our copper gears out of there, and here's the 10 gear. So we can pop this guy back in there. And let's see if we can't do something about getting this, what is that guy? Energetic infuser. So we need one of these. There you go. 2 of those. Nice. Energetic infuser. There we go. And we need one of those redstone coil guys. And let's see. Where we go? Energetic infuser. We need a machine frame. So we're probably going to need some iron and glass. I think I'm going to ditch this glass pane stuff, and we need 4 pieces of glass. Nice. Energetic infuser, machine frame. So we should hopefully have enough now to get our energetic infuser. Sweet. All right, and between those little segments there, I did come over here and kind of rearrange this a little bit. So we're going to pop you there. And let's see, we're going to configure you to not do anything. You're filling up with power. So now basically our coal gets fed into our coal generator. The coal generator fills up the capacitor, and the capacitor is distributing the power. So now we should be able to get this guy hopefully charged up. Nice. Very, very nice. And we'll be able to upgrade this guy later, which will be super cool. I think there's enough power in there now to where we should be able. Nice. So now we have a way of teleporting, which is super cool. Now, be very careful when you're teleporting around, because if you drop from too far, you will take fall damage. So let's go ahead and let this guy charge up. And real quick before we go, there's a couple things, or at least one thing I'd like to make. And let's see, and this is going to help us be able to generate the coal that we need. So let's take a look at the bonsai trees here. And what we're after is a hopping bonsai pot. But we'll start with the bonsai pot. So we want 1, 2, 5 of those. Let's see, where did we put our... There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get enough to make 3 of these. So let's run over here to our super fast furnace. I've also been cooking up a ton of smooth stone. And I'm pretty sure we're getting close to the wrapping up point. So as soon as we get 5 bricks, there we go. Let's run over here and see if we can't get ourselves a hopping bonsai pot real quick. We'll need 1 piece of dirt. And I believe you go there. And then we can take these bricks. There we go. And that'll give us the bonsai pot, which is really super cool. And we're going to need 5 pieces of iron. And I think I've got a chest in there, so let's get a hopper. Nope, no chest. Well, how about now? There we go. So there's the iron for the hopper. And was it like this? Or no, it's like this. There we go. Nice, hopping bonsai pot. So what we'll be able to do now, we'll need to get 1 more chest. And I'll probably end up upgrading this. Come on, let me out of there. There we go. I'll probably end up upgrading this to a crate at some point. I'm thinking right here is probably as good a place as any. Put you right there in the corner. And we'll pop our bonsai pot down on top of it. And let's go grab a sapling. Because this is one of the coolest things, and I absolutely love it, how this works. Let's see, we've got some down here. Nice. And you can put all different kinds of saplings in here. The only sapling, and I don't even know if, I don't remember if it's in the pack. We may not even have these in the pack. I do. For some reason, these rainbow oak saplings do not work with the hopping bonsai pot. But most of the other ones I've come across do. And you can see that's got that really cool animation. It's basically growing us a super tiny tree, which I think is really awesome. It does grow pretty quick. Most of the saplings grow at about this speed. Some saplings do grow or have a longer growth cycle than others, I should say. Cool. Once that drops, we can check the chest, and now you can see we're getting that oak wood. And it does take about, I want to say, 30 seconds So I'll probably make like a small army of these, and I'll probably end up making, just for this, I'm thinking a redstone furnace, which is this guy. Not terrible. It's pretty similar to the charging thing we just made over here, the energetic infuser. Nice, and that's all fully charged. That is going to be super useful for, like saying I want to get up here. And I mean, we could basically charge our way all the way over to where this... Oop, we took a little bit of a fall there. Went a little bit further than I wanted to. See if I can't get myself back up here. There we go. We can get back over to this derpy little village. Are you a regular cow? Oh, no, you are crude oil. I will take you. Nice. I'm glad we made this little trip over here. Because now that I think this is my second crude oil cow. There we go. 2 blocks worth of jumping. You can see we got all kinds of cool plums and all kinds of nice stuff up here. What are you? Liquid chorus? No, I think I'll pass. I don't know what to do with that. But anyway, let's get back over. Let's get back over to our village, or our little base, which is right over there. Hopefully I won't die. Nice. Oh, one last death. Of course, we just had to die. That happens a lot. It's nice that we have that soulbound on here. I thought they left after you died, but apparently not. And not to worry about all the experience levels, with all the stuff that I have. Let's see, there we go. With all the items that we have on our tinker tools, that's still not going to let me put you right up there. There we go. All right, so that is going to do it for today. We got a lot done. I've got a feeling that this was a bit longer of an episode than I really intended it to be, but I didn't plan on finding that staff of traveling. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Let me know down in the comments section below how you're liking things. Thanks for stopping by today, guys, and take care.